Hello everyone, welcome to the Lab03 Windows command tutorial, and in order to follow along, all you have to do is touch the content folder right here, and it's going to give you the PDF version that has the step-by-step that I am also going through with you. And you can write down answers and much more. So to start, you're going to touch Windows 7 at the top, and you're going to see two users. You're going to go straight into the InfoSec user. It's going to require a password, and the password for this is uppercase P @ SSWORD 12345 exclamation. Once you're in, something like this is going to pop up, but this is irrelevant, so you're just going to touch the X button, and it's going to take you directly into the desktop. To start off, you're going to touch the Start button at the bottom corner, and you're going to write command prompt. From here, you can now follow along with your PDF, and if you go to question 1, it says to change into the Great Books Video Games Token folder. In order to change into a folder, you need to use the CD command, which should take you into the destination or folder of your choosing. Once you're inside, the next step is to list below the contents of the token folder. In order to know the contents of any folder, you need to use a dir command. So now you can see that I've written it, and it's giving me 3 of the files that are inside this directory, which is the LOTR, the Hobbit, and the Similarian, and that is your answer to number 1. Number 2 then asks to use the cd ... command and to list the full path of your location. cd ... is the opposite of cd. cd takes you into a directory, whereas cd ... will take you out of it. And by doing it 3 times, you can see it takes us back to our original location, which was users infosec. Question 3 says to create a new directory called testing. In order to make any directory, use the mkdir, which means make directory command, and then you write a directory name. And in order to make sure if it has been completed, you're going to do the dir command to see if it's now listed as one of the files in this folder. And you can see it's right here, and this whole thing goes in alphabetical order. So let's say you have lots of files inside of this directory. If you know where the letter is, you can kind of know where it might be in the list. So T is at the end of the alphabet, so it's at the end of the list right here. Question 4 now says to go into the destination directory and to make a new file within. So in order to go in a directory, use the cd command. And in order to make a file, you use edit and then file name. In this case, that will be info.txt. Once we touch enter, this is going to pop up, and according to the instructions, it says to write this is a text document created in DOS. Once you write it, in order to save this, you go to file and then you touch save. And then to exit, instead of touching the X button at the right corner, you're going to touch file and then exit from there. Once again, you dir, and you'll see it's right there, info.txt. Now to see the contents of the file info.txt, all you have to do is type info.txt. And right there, it'll say what we have written, which is a test document created in DOS. 6 says to copy the file into the Great Books folder. Now to copy it, you write the copy command, file name, and then file destination. And now we wrote the full destination, and it says as a verification that one file has been copied right at the bottom right here. Now it says they want us to delete the testing directory. So in order to delete any directory, you got to go back to users infosec. So you do cd ... And once we're out, then you could delete the directory, whatever directory that's in this file. And if you do dir, you can see that testing is inside this directory. So to delete, you do rd testing. But you can see that it says the directory is not empty. And if you do dir, you'll see that the testing folder is still there. So before we remove the directory, question 8 wants us to rename the info.txt file as data.txt file. So in order to do this, we need to go into the testing directory. Once we're in, to rename any file, all you have to do is write ren, which stands for rename, the current file name, and the file name you want to change it to. And to confirm it's been done, you write dir. And you can see that it's no longer info.txt and it's now data.txt. The next step, which is 9, it wants us to move data.txt from the testing folder into Great Books folder. So this is similar to the copy command, but just instead of saying copy, it's move, and then it's your file name and then destination. and then it'll give a confirmation, just like the copy command, which says one file has been moved. And the difference from copy and move command is just copy will duplicate your file, whereas the move will take it out of one directory and put it in the other. So the testing command directory should be empty, and to make sure it is, you write the dir, and you see it is completely empty. If you try to delete the testing directory, it should work. So let's try it all again. And you can see if you go down to where the T's should be, it says there is no testing directory. So now that worked because the testing directory is gone. Now let's say you don't know what a command means. For example, question 11 says to find out what the finster command does. The command you would use is write the name of the command and then you write \?. And right here you can see that it'll give us a little summary of what the command does, and by reading this you would find out that this command searches for strings and files. Question 12, which is the last one, says what is the option to use with dir so that the information will be displayed in a wide format. So dir normally looks like this, but if you do dir \w, it will now look like this in the wide format. And that's it for this lab. I hope you guys enjoyed, and good luck on your future labs.